Thank you very much. Nice to be back.
Well, we're here to talk about the Champions of Business, but it started in 2005, I'm led to understand. What's the history behind it? I mean, who first sort of, let's do a Champions of Business series, which is of course your major event for the year, really.
Right. It is our premium event for the year. In 2005, the Chamber's board, I was not there then, but the Chamber's board felt that there was a need to recognize persons in Trinidad and Tobago who had contributed towards the development of Trinidad and Tobago in the field of business in particular. We have the national awards and so on. We do recognize persons in the business field. But as the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber, being the largest chamber and the really national chamber, felt that we should also be recognizing business persons. So they introduced something called, at that time it was called the Hall of Fame. And we still have the Hall of Fame element. And in the Hall of Fame we recognize 3 persons, 2 living and 1 posthumously. And it continues to be our major gala event for the year. And I think that has done extremely well over the last 10 years. We are going to be in our 11th year this year. And as with anything else, if you don't look at the way you do something and try to progress it and advance, you know, it becomes
it stagnates to a certain
exactly,
extent, right?
It stagnates. And so last year we decided to add an additional feature to it, and we changed the name to the Champions of Business, because in the Hall of Fame we were recognizing many women and men who were very grey. Some of them needed walking sticks to get up onto the stage.
Right.
So they were all persons who had achieved, and probably, like I said, posthumously, but even those who were living tended to be ones after they've retired and everything. But then we said, what about the medium-sized businesses where people are doing very, very well? What about the emerging entrepreneurs? Persons who are taking risk outside here that young people today other young people may not want to take, who are game changers, who have turned something totally around. So we added that element of it.
Which was important because the Chamber represents a large variety of businesses,
exactly
doesn't it?
Our members span from the individual business to the very large conglomerates. And therefore that was probably a better replica of our businesses, you know, spanning all, very large, medium, and entrepreneur. So we did that last year, and our members were also asking for a little more networking time. So we introduced a cocktail hour after the award ceremony, and I think that went very, very well. So this year we have moved on and we have added something a little different again, in that we have partnered with EY. EY, I don't know if you recall, many years back, they had something called the EY Entrepreneur of the Year. And then eventually, I'm not too sure how long now, but they stopped doing it, definitely over 6 years, probably even within the 10 years that we were doing ours. So we have introduced that, and they've partnered with us to bring on their event. So their EY Entrepreneur of the Year consists of the emerging entrepreneur and the master entrepreneur. So whereas last year what we had was just the emerging entrepreneur, they also have the master entrepreneur. So in that category of master entrepreneur, you would find people like Mr. Aboud of Amalgamated, Derek Chin of Dachin, Movie Tong, you know, Dominic Hadid, persons like that who have definitely achieved already, but they're still, I mean, the entrepreneurship part of them, they're really recognized. In the Hall of Fame, the individuals we recognized in the past were not all necessarily their own businesses. So many of them would have worked for others and have done very well with others. Michael Mansour, who we recognize, you know, now deceased, but last year we recognized him, he was living.
So people were part of a corporate structure and drove that structure forward.
They drove that structure almost as though it was theirs, you know.
Right.
The entrepreneurial spirit still came out, but they were working for someone.